half black. Ain't no such thing as half black. You don't mix white milk with chocolate milk and get half chocolate milk. When you ever see half chocolate milk? What kind of milk is this? It's half chocolate. Ain't no such thing as half chocolate.
The struggle of being biracial is definitely real. Having to adjust to two different cultures your entire life while constantly being told that you don't belong to one culture over the other because of your physical features, which, by the way, none of us have control over. Could you handle the pressure? In this video, we're going to break down the struggles of being biracial and why being biracial is just not the flex you think it is. But before we get into that, make sure that you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on that post notification bell so that you can be notified of more videos like this. My name is Tandy. Now let's get into it.
Biracial people's voices aren't being heard. And I'm going to tell you why this is so close to me. I have a little sister who I don't consider half because I don't like that. Her mother is white. My father is Jamaican. Hearing her experience broke my heart of how black people treat her. Is your hair weave? You think you're better than me. Oh, you think you're bad, this and that. It's heartbreaking. She has an experience as a biracial woman, and no one allows her to talk. No one allows people like you to talk or you to talk and say, I get discriminated against. People think I'm better than them when I just walked in the room being born how I was born. I didn't do anything.
Thank you, Nikki. I see you shaking your head, Isam.
I think that their voice is in this lane and that it should be in this lane. I think that you're right. Yes, they should have a voice and those experiences need to be talked about. But that's not what's happening. What's happening is that they're being put at the forefront of the voice of all black people while they have a biracial experience, and the biracial experience, I'm sorry, is not black.
But a lot of times I feel like my voice is muted.
Yeah.
And my experience is, it's all tragic mulatto. Oh, so sad for you.
Yeah,
you know, your light skin experience. It wasn't that rough. It was rough for me. It wasn't easy. The students in my school felt that I may have had just for being light with green eyes. It's like,
do you feel that you had privilege?
I didn't, not at all.
You didn't think so?
I didn't feel like I had privilege. Every day I was either bullied, made fun of, talked about at school. Then I would go home and my grandmother would be like, get the black one this. You know, like it was always like you go there, not welcome, you go here, not welcome. And so I didn't feel privileged at all. Like I just felt like,
But what about systemically? Did you feel systemically privileged in any way?
Well, my environments were always black. Like I'm raised in a black neighborhood, black school, you know, friends I get it. Don't get me wrong, Donna, I get it. But at the same time, like how you say, you know, I'm sure you experienced some pain. And I'm like, damn, go ahead and minimize my shit.
That hurts. That hurts. Or to say my humanity hasn't, or to say my humanity hasn't been under question growing up in West Virginia. Like I was scared
for my safety.
Life,
I wasn't jumped just for being mixed or just, you know, like hunted every day. Like to say that my safety wasn't something I should be concerned about, or like when going to like dark and brown spaces that I shouldn't be like, am I safe with you? Like, are you gonna welcome me? Are you gonna turn your back on me? Are you gonna feel insecure? Are you gonna be triggered by just my face alone that then all of a sudden you turn on me?
I have thoughts. Of course I do. That's why y'all came to this video. Do you guys recall the woman with the blue hair? She gave a statement about how biracials are being put at the forefront of black representation and how she feels that that shouldn't be. It's interesting that she says that because if you're new to this channel, I actually did a video last week on why being light-skinned isn't the flex that you think it is. And I'll leave it linked up here in the cards. Make sure that you check that one out after you finish watching this video, of course. But in that video, I received a comment, and let me pull up this comment because it was rather interesting. The comment says, either you are black or you are mixed. Like, you can be light-skinned and black or mixed, not both. You can't be mixed with white and be black. I thought that that would be interesting to kind of include in this video because it kind of paints the same narrative that the woman with the blue hair said. So I did comment back to that user, and I was basically like explaining to them that, you know, representation does matter. However, I think that being black personally is an experience. You can be a black Latino, you can also be a black biracial, you can also be a black American. So I feel like being black is an experience. It's not necessarily cookie cutter. Like, it's not a monolith, so to speak. I do sort of agree with the sentiment that the biracial voice has its own voice. It needs to be represented alone, just like Black voices need to be represented alone. Hispanic voices need to be represented alone. So with that being said, in this panel, I'm hearing these biracials speak about their experience, and to me, might ruffle a couple feathers, but it just shows again that people are mean. Like, people will bully you for the stupidest, silliest reasons, and it just will always baffle my mind, honestly. It's the silliest thing to bully somebody based off of their phenotype, how they actually look. Like, that's something that they literally have no control over. I mean, naturally speaking, right? You naturally have no control over what you look like. People get tans and switch up their features with cosmetic surgeries all the time, but naturally speaking, you have no control over how you look. But to piggyback off of what that gentleman said about not feeling safe within his own community, I noticed that another biracial on the panel kind of, affirmed that belief and said, yeah, I kind of had the same experience growing up in the Virginias. So that makes me wonder, does not feeling safe within your own community come from a space of insecurity? Or is it a sincere and true fear for one's safety? Let's just dig a little deeper into the insecurities of biracials, because this kind of sparked my curiosity.
I'm biracial, right? I had a Black mother, white father, but I grew up in a predominantly Black neighborhood, right? And if you weren't Black in my neighborhood, you were Hispanic, okay? Now, I look more like a Hispanic than I look Black, obviously, but I didn't relate because I'm looking at my mother, a beautiful brown ebony skin woman, and I don't look like her. My sisters were a little bit darker than me, and the kids didn't really accept me growing up, right? And I always would try to fit in to being and showing my Blackness. Like, I was like, I'm Black. So when they kind of like ostracized me and made fun of me, then I would try to cling to the Hispanic kids because at least I looked more like them. But then, I don't know their language. I didn't know their music. And so I didn't feel like I fit in there. And so there was loneliness in that, where I was like this kid just climbing a tree. I would literally climb the tree and sit on the top of the tree like I don't belong anywhere. And yes, it created an incredible amount of insecurities that even got older, I had a hard time embracing my beauty, embracing that this is what I look like. So when all of a sudden my look became exotic, right? All of a sudden it was like a trend to be dark hair, dark eye, and curvy. And what are you? And more mixed children were being born. Then all of a sudden it was like, but you're beautiful, you're this. And I had a very hard time really equating beauty to what I look like.
Oh my gosh, that just like broke my little heart. Oh my gosh. I know I say this in every video, but I really wish that we all would be more kind to one another. First of all, kids are super mean because they're trying to figure out their own way. I get it to a certain extent. But at the same time, like, can we all not just be nice to one another? Like, stop being mean to people, okay? And especially picking on them for things that they have no control over. Once again, I'm gonna keep saying that throughout this video because I feel like the big thing with being biracial, and again, this is just coming from a monoracial Black woman, so I could be wrong. If you're biracial, leave a comment down below if I am. But I feel like the biggest thing with being biracial is the insecurity of feeling like you don't belong because you had no consent in being born into two different cultures. So I feel like the biracial plight is constantly trying to fit into one culture or the other, or trying to juggle both cultures, I should say, not necessarily fit in. I don't know, I could be wrong. Again, if you're biracial and you can weigh in on this and explain your experiences and how you feel, leave a comment down below. As a monoracial Black woman, I only can express what I see on the internet and what I see from family members or what I hear from friends. Like, I'm not a spokesperson for the biracial community, okay? Again, I am a monoracial Black woman, okay? I just see that there is definitely a conversation that needs to be had because it's unfortunate that we just aren't kind to one another. And I'm gonna keep saying it in all of my videos, but I just want the world to literally be a better place for us all. And if I can help out in any way, then I will. I mean, I know my platform isn't the biggest, but hey, we're gonna do what we can because that's the human thing to do. Sometimes though, the biggest bullies to biracials are the people in their own home. Check this out.
Since we're on the topic of white moms of biracial kids, I've said it once and I'll say it again. A black man does not make you black. Having biracial children does not make you black. It does not give you the pass to say the N-word. Does not give you a pass to be ignorant. Thinking you're somehow better than black women for sleeping with a black man is absolutely not the flex you think it is. Your biracial kids are not a trophy. They're literally human beings. It is a choice not to educate yourself. And when you choose not to, you are choosing to give your children identity issues. You cannot say you love your biracial children and talk black people. You cannot say you love your biracial daughters and talk black women. And if you do, you cannot be surprised when your kid goes no contact with you when they turn 18. God, it's not that hard to get. I had a biracial man tell me the other day that his mom took him to Great Clips until he was about 13 and she got a boyfriend that asked her what the hell she was doing. Some of y'all's kids' hair hasn't been done in 6 weeks. Walking around looking like a damn rat's nest. Like it's a bare minimum for you to learn how to do your child's hair. Bare minimum. I'm tired of seeing these grown biracial children coming on here talking about the horrible that y'all have said to them. Talking about the horrible that y'all's racist family said to them. If you know your family is that racist, why would you be having biracial kids? I really want to know, because this is sad, man. And it's got to be by far the most selfish reason to have children. To fulfill some weird fantasy of yours. Trying to gain proximity to blackness or whatever the hell you're trying to do. Either way, it's weird. And it's selfish and it's disgusting. And if you're a child of these situations, adjust your crown, please. You are not a trophy. And it's time to start healing.
Whoa, did she leave anything in the clip? I mean, damn. Shorty did not hold back, okay? She even used one of our lines, okay? It's not the flex that you think it is. She ate and left no crumbs, period. I've always wondered that too. Like, people who have biracial children, a lot of times, obviously not all, but a lot of times I feel that it's rooted in some type of fetish that they're trying to get off, some type of kink. And we're not here to kink shame, okay? But at the same time, like, why bring a child into that? You feel me? Like, an innocent child is now going to be the product of your fetishization? Like, that sounds really sick, creepy, and as this woman so eloquently stated, weird. It's just weird. I know somebody who they kind of had a child late in life, and I had asked them whether or not they wanted more kids or was their child going to be an only child. And that person was like, no, I always knew I was gonna have just one biracial daughter. I'm like, well, how did you know that your baby was gonna be biracial? And then they go, well, I just always had that vision. I'm just not attracted to white people. And I'm like, she's a white person. And I was like, okay, but you know, stranger things have happened, you know? She was like, yeah, no, I get that, but no, I just always knew I was gonna have one biracial daughter. And she just really kept like hyping up how her daughter was going to physically look, and just kind of gave me an ick, because I'm like, okay, are you genuinely just attracted to black men because of the phenotype of child you may possibly have with them? We all know, I mean, at least I hope we all know, that the game of genetics is roll of dice, okay? You literally can have two black parents that produce more white looking child, because black people do have the Eve gene. If you don't know what that is, look it up. I'm not here to debate or go into discussion about that. And you can also have a black person and a white person have a baby, and that baby come out looking really black or really white. Like, it's a game of dice when you're dealing with genetics. So to me, in my head, I know I don't have children, but my thought, if I decide to have children today or tomorrow, I just want a healthy baby. I am not thinking about what my baby is going to possibly look like. Like, you're already low-key sexualizing your child at that point, and I'm concerned, okay? I am a little confused as to why you would go that deep into your thought process of having children, but you know, to each their own. I just feel like you're bringing a child into this world who's going to have to struggle with those expectations that you placed upon them, and that ain't cool. There's definitely no denying that biracials struggle with having other people accept their identity. Recently on the show College Hill, that comes on BET Plus, had a fight go down between Jocelyn Hernandez, aka the Puerto Rican princess, and Amber Rose. And they literally got into an altercation over the exact same thing that we just talked about. Let's just roll the clip, okay? Let's just roll the clip, okay?
If you feel like I singled you out, I apologize. I didn't mean to do that.
I appreciate that.
I consider you a black person like myself. A lot of people do that to me. They're like, okay, she's Spanish, she's not black.
Jocelyn, stop identifying me. Let me identify myself and then let you know what that is.
When you say like the whiteys and then you turn around and look at me.
It's a joke. You was just there. I just seen you. I just turn around and look at that. Stop being so sensitive because you and I are very cool. So for you to do that.
Yeah, but it's not about being sensitive.
But you are being sensitive.
No, but if you're not a mixture.
You're not white though. You're black.
My father is white though.
Okay, but to me, your mother's.
But that's not about you. It's about me.
It is about me when I feel like saying what I want to say. You can't check me on that. And if you go and check me, then check me. Okay.
I checked you. I'm checking you now.
But you're not, because I don't give a how you feel.
I don't give a either then, because I can say the same thing about you.
I consider you a white person. So that's the thing.
But it's not about what you consider. That's the whole point.
You mix like me. You mix like, you know what's your problem? Your problem is that you really want to be a white girl.
Okay, let me stop right there because, wow. That just escalated to points that it didn't need to, okay? First of all, do y'all peep Amber Rose rolling up the sleeves though? Yeah, I peeped that, so you know it's about to go down. And also, Jocelyn, how you sound saying you're not gonna check me on how I feel because I'm gonna say what I feel, and if you're gonna check me, then check me. She is checking you. Like, she's literally in the act of checking you. And if you don't care, okay, cool, but don't say somebody ain't gonna check you if she checking you. I don't know. Like, the whole thing is just weird. I just feel like it's just too much. Let's finish watching the clip.
Let's just get down to the point.
Jocelyn!
No, Professor. Let's get down to the point.
Jocelyn.
Your problem is that you really don't even want to be black. She's conflicted with her blackness. See, when I was growing up, I chose to be black. I was born in Puerto Rico, a Spanish-speaking place, so I'm a black Hispanic. But Amber, she don't know how to behave in black places or in white places. She feel like she got to cater to each of them. But I damn sure know that she doesn't cater to nothing black. Let me finish.
Wait.
Nah, you want to go there? Let me finish. There she go. Cry, baby, cry, baby, cry, baby.
Let's unpack that, okay? Because, wow. Again, that was a lot, right? First things first, I got a couple bullet points, okay? First things first, Jocelyn, you did not get to choose your identity. Unfortunately, society gives you your own identity, especially when you have more brown skin, right? And Jocelyn obviously has a deeper complexion than Amber Rose. Let's be for real on that. My thing is, I feel like Jocelyn was projecting onto Amber Rose the fact that Amber Rose can fluctuate, you know. Amber can be really tan and, you know, she has that ambiguous look, right? She can also be really pale and, as Jocelyn said, look like a white woman, want to be white, when I don't think she wants to be black and I don't think she wants to be white either. I think Amber just wants to be the biracial woman that she is. And what is wrong with that? You feel me? Like, I feel like there's never any representation for biracial people. And when somebody wants to just be biracial, and in fact they are biracial, okay, no Rachel Dolezal type of ish, like they literally are biracial, why can't we just let them be great? I don't know. Comment down below what you guys think about that. Like, am I tripping? Because it seems like people always want biracials to identify as one or the other. But more often than not, they want them to identify as black when they're not just black. They're also white, or they're also Hispanic, or whatever else that, you know, makes up their ethnicity. So yeah, I just feel like Jocelyn was projecting her own trauma, because I'm sure growing up, Jocelyn, people told you that you were black. You know, I know how it is in the Hispanic community because I did grow up in New York City, in the Bronx, and Harlem. People was calling you morena. Let's be for real, okay? They were calling you morena. You had no choice over that because of your phenotype. And if you chose to walk in that, that's fine. That's your truth. But at the same time, you can't project that onto other people. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, leave a comment down below if you feel what I'm saying. Another thing though that I need to pick out of this video. Lord, forgive me. I know this man is married, but did y'all see Iman Shumpert? Why he gotta look that good? Lord forgive me for the thoughts I'm having about somebody's husband, but that man is fine. Moving on. So yeah, I don't believe that violence was necessarily the answer in this fight between Jocelyn and Amber, but I do understand why it happened. The drama kept going though. Peep this.
That bitch fight like a white girl. She lucky I put her through that glass.
I'm not the one that should be leaving. That's unfair. Look at the tape. She turned around in her seat as I was walking out and went like this to me. I just feel like I shouldn't have to leave the house. I mean, I get that I shouldn't have threw the first punch, but my suspension should consist of me still being able to do my work at home and maybe just not be in school. I shouldn't have to be getting kicked out of the house and going to a hotel right now. Like, that's just...
Like, girl, bye. Amber, be so for real right now. She's giving white tears right now, okay? I don't know, maybe Jocelyn was right. Maybe you do want to be a white woman because the lack of accountability, like, we can even roll back the tape. Like, you wasn't about no talking, real Philly girl-ish. Like, you walked up to her and was about that action. And granted, okay, you were valid in feeling like that's how you should respond, but at the same time, no, like you were on a college campus. There's no type of violence allowed at all. So it doesn't matter how you feel like your suspension or expulsion, I should say, is invalid. You should just be able to do your work at home because somebody was bullying you and provoking you. No, you should have a lot more self-control. And not only that, but you were on a black campus, okay? You are on an actual HBCU, and you think for a moment that they're not in those halls trying to teach black people how to not be or act in this ghetto degenerate behavior. And you think that they should excuse that behavior for just you? Why? Because you're Amber Rose? I don't think so. I think we need to be for real right now. Again, it's a shame that they both had to be expelled, but I certainly can understand why. I'm definitely side-eyeing the entire situation for more reasons than one. One being, Jocelyn provoked the whole entire situation. So, I mean, she low-key got what she had coming to her. Arguably, right? And two, Amber, you swung first. Like, I'm so side-eyeing that because no matter how much she egged you on or, you know, went like this, provoking you, you had no reason to put your hands on her. I'm also side-eyeing this cry by Amber Rose. Like, girl, be for real. That might work in other spaces, but it's not gonna work in this space right here, okay? Or at least it should not. Now, I have not watched the entire episode, but I have seen these clips online. I did see that, you know, there was a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Softness with speaking to Amber than there was with Jocelyn in the clips that I saw. I did not watch the entire episode. Again, I'm just going off of clips. I think Amber definitely knew what she was doing by crying. I'll just leave it at that. But I don't know. What do you guys think of this entire College Hills situation? What are your thoughts on the struggles of being biracial? I mean, hopefully, now that you've made it to the end of this video, you understand that being biracial is not the flex that you think it is. Or is it? Comment down below your thoughts. I'd love to hear your opinions. You guys know I respond to all my comments, so chat with me. Let's talk about this. If you made it all the way to the end, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, all right? It's free. Join the gang. I'm just saying, we have a good time over here. And don't forget to turn on that post notification bell so that you can be notified of more great videos like this. I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.